Something happened at COTA this weekend that the NASCAR world is not ready to stop talking about. A win that looked clean on the surface, a celebration that felt electric, and then the garage started whispering. 23X. I. Racing just put on a performance at the Circuit of the Americas that had every competing crew chief squinting at timing sheets and asking the same uncomfortable question, how? Tyler Reddick didn't just win, he dominated. He pulled gaps on straightaways where nobody pulls gaps. He held corner exit speed that veterans on this very road course said they've never seen from a cup car in that configuration. And that's just the on-track story. Off the track? Insiders suggest the tension in the paddock after that checkered flag was unlike anything we've seen this early in a season. And that is only half the story. Welcome to NASCAR Insider Wire, where we go past the podium and into the politics. If you are a real NASCAR fan, someone who wants the strategy, the drama, and the truth behind the highlight reel, then you are in the right place. Hit like, subscribe, and help us get to 1,000 subscribers. It genuinely helps this channel grow and keeps this kind of content coming. Now, let's get back to Austin, because things got complicated fast. COTA was already circled on the calendar as a critical early season road course test. This is a track that separates road course naturals from oval-focused drivers, and going in, Tyler Reddick was the favorite on paper. But paper and pavement are two very different things. Stage 1 started exactly how you'd expect, strategy and survival. The opening laps at COTA are always a chess match. Positioning through the first chicane sequence matters enormously because the tire fall-off here is aggressive and early mistakes compound fast. Reddick started mid-pack, which was by design. His crew chief kept him clean, kept him out of the early chaos, and let the field burn tires. Then the first stage caution hit, and that's where 23X1 Racing made their first big call. They stayed out. Everyone around them pitted, and suddenly Reddick restarted in the top 5 with fresher tire life relative to the leaders. Smart, calculated, perfectly executed. Stage 2 is where you could feel the momentum shift. Reddick wasn't just racing. He was chasing, hunting, and closing. The dirty air at COTA can be brutal through the S's, but Reddick seemed almost unbothered. He tracked down cars that had no business being caught on used rubber. Wait, stop right there. That detail is going to matter in a few minutes. A mid-race caution scrambled the pit cycle for half the field. The pit strategy unraveled for 2 or 3 contenders who got caught in traffic, and Reddick emerged from that caution window inside the top 3 with track position and good rubber. That is a dream scenario. Stage 3. The final run, and this is where it became something else entirely. With 25 laps to go, Reddick hit the front. And he pulled away. Not slowly, cleanly, decisively, like the car had another gear nobody else could find. Quick reset, because this is the big takeaway so far. The win itself was dominant. It wasn't lucky. It wasn't inherited through late strategy. Reddick drove away from the field on merit, or at least that's what the scoreboard said. He crossed the line first. 23X. iRacing's pit box erupted. Michael Jordan's team, still fighting for respect and legitimacy after everything they've been through off the track, just won at one of the most demanding venues on the calendar. Historic? Absolutely. But the celebration barely cooled before the questions started. Here is where we have to be responsible with the language, because this section is built on garage talk, not official findings. Reportedly, multiple competing teams filed paperwork with NASCAR officials after the race flagging concerns about the number 45 Toyota's rear corner exit stability. That is the kind of specific technical complaint that doesn't come from sour grapes alone. It comes from engineers watching data. Insiders suggest that the car's behavior through COTA's high-speed sweepers, particularly Turn 9 and the back complex, looked unusual. The kind of corner exit traction that typically only appears when downforce is being generated in ways that aren't entirely obvious from the outside. Now, let's be absolutely clear. NASCAR has not officially confirmed any investigation. There is no official statement that any violation was found. Nothing has been confirmed at the time this script was written. But here's the thing. 2 interpretations exist, and both are worth understanding. Interpretation 1. Competing teams just got beaten badly and they're looking for an explanation. That happens in NASCAR. It happens after every dominant win by a team that's perceived as an underdog. The frustration of losing turns into a hunt for a technical scapegoat. Interpretation 2. The performance was genuinely unusual enough that teams with actual engineering resources noticed something. Road course aerodynamics are incredibly sensitive. Ballast placement, splitter configuration, ride height under load, these are areas where the margin between legal and illegal is measured in millimeters. And unconfirmed garage chatter allegedly points to the rear of the car specifically. Again, no official confirmation. NASCAR has not acted publicly on these reports as of now. But the garage is talking. And when the garage talks this loudly this early in the season, it never just fades quietly. This is where the story gets messy, and it's only week 1. Let's zoom out, because the championship implications here are real. 23X. iRacing is a team that has spent the last several years building infrastructure, credibility, and playoff consistency. A win at COTA, clean and unchallenged, does enormous things for momentum. It sends a message to Toyota. It sends a message to Hendrick Motorsports, to Penske, to the entire garage. If this win stands clean, Tyler Reddick enters the rest of the season with a playoff spot already locked and a psychological edge that is worth more than points. That is a legitimate early season power move. But if the controversy deepens, if NASCAR finds something, even a minor infraction that isn't a deliberate cheat but is still a violation, then this win becomes the technical storyline of 2025. It fuels the narrative that 23X1 is still fighting for acceptance in a garage that hasn't fully welcomed them. And the rivals know it. The teams that filed those concerns know the power of a question mark. Even unresolved controversy creates doubt. It follows the team to Darlington, to Bristol, to Talladega. 2 futures. 1 win. The difference between them is in whatever NASCAR officials found, or didn't find, in that post-race inspection. Pride, legitimacy, and championship trajectory are all sitting on this result. Before you go, 2 questions, and I want real answers in the comments. First, do you think 23XI Racing's COTA performance was clean brilliance, or do you think there's something to the garage rumors? Give me your honest take. Second, if NASCAR does find a technical violation, even a minor one, should the win be stripped? Or is a penalty enough? Drop it below. Serious fans only. Let's actually talk about this. Look, NASCAR is not just a race. It's politics, it's engineering chess, it's rivalries built over years, and it's moments exactly like this one that define an entire season before it really even gets started. If you watch every lap, read every storyline, and care about what happens inside that garage and not just on the broadcast, you belong here. Like this video. Subscribe to NASCAR Insider Wire. Help us hit 1,000 subscribers so we can keep going deeper on exactly this kind of story. We will be watching every update on this 23XY situation as it develops, and when something breaks, you'll hear it here first. Stay in it. The season is just getting started, and it's already on fire.